Good morning. So today's a really good day. I'm going to do this video is going to be a twin flame update and also telling about the channeled message that my twin did yesterday. He did a live on Facebook um, he channels an angel and he was putting through a channeled message. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that message and so if you want to see the live, it's in Hebrew. It's on my Facebook. If you below there's a link to my Facebook. It's the last post I think on Facebook, so you can go in and see kind of the dynamics between us, and it's in Hebrew. But I'm going to tell about it a little bit. I'm going to tell what the message was, and also I know that because when I get the messages, they come into me, and I have my own understanding of them. So this is really going to be kind of like an interpretation of the message, but also I know that I'll probably add in some little aspects of things that I have understood. So, and also tell the story. So yesterday, he called me. I was out and about, and he called me, and I went and I met him at the spring here next to my house, and we had a really fun time, really fun. And I kind of feel like on the twin flame journey, when I go over, when I come through these like really deep pitfalls, like the other day when I was like, if you've been following my story, you know that I was all the way down. I was in the pit of it. I was in the pit of overcoming my deepest core wounds. Like I was in the pit of it completely. And on the twin flame journey, because of the interactions between him and I can see how much I'm growing from it, overcoming insecurities, overcoming jealousies, overcoming attachment. Attachment is the big thing, attachment. And when you overcome attachment, you can overcome anything. You can overcome attachment also to situations, to people, to outcomes. You become loose in your life. You become detached. Everything can just happen, and you become like okay with everything because you realize that everything is divine. Everything is happening for a reason. And so we had that meeting at the hot springs. If you can watch back, I'm not going to go over it all. Just kind of tell the process of it as I can see it. Like we had that meeting where I had that really deep pitfall, and then the next day we met, or the next day or a couple days later we met, and I was a little bit let off of the hook that I was on. I think it was the next day because it was super painful, and then and then I was let off the hook, but not really let off the hook. I was kind of like still my nose a little bit rubbed in it. Like it was like a day of like, okay, we opened up your traumas all the way open, and now we're just gonna, you know how you overcome traumas, you revisit them again and again and again. The more you revisit your traumas, the more your traumas become just like, okay, that happened. I got the lesson from it. So it was like the first day was very traumatic, and the second day was just like a little bit of like grabbing the back of my head and pushing it into like a cow pie and kind of like that, making it easy and making it light. And then yesterday I kind of felt was like the when we met yesterday, first of all, it was really easy. He called me, and then I went and I met him, and we did that live, and and got that message through. And one thing that he told me when we were at the hot springs, when I is that the most important thing is the God's work. The most important thing is the messages. The most important thing is the teaching and coming in and doing the mission that we've come here to do, spreading the good word, spreading the understandings. And it's like doing your God's work. And what is the God's work? The God's work is teaching others the understandings that there is a choice of heaven and earth, on earth. Heaven, heaven and earth, but heaven on earth, that you can live heaven on earth. It is teaching. It is See, teaching is also coming from a place of higher, but it's not really teaching. It's more like showing. It's like being a way shower. It's allowing others to realize themselves and see the divinity of this all and understand that God is within and without and is everything, and that you have the choice. You have the choice to live your life as a fulfilled being in heaven, and that this plane, if you live it um in harmony, you are living in heaven. Or you can be stuck in your mind and you can go into your own personal hell and live this life in hell. And that most of humanity, most of society is living their lives in hell today. um And so the most important thing is the God's work. It's not the individual, oh, poor me. That's the ego. When you connect to the higher realms, it's about bringing that forth and showing. It's like entering into the new world. The new world is here on this platform and lives simultaneously with everything around it. The new world is entering into the kingdom in your mind. It's entering into a new state of being. It's entering into God's realm. It's understanding that you are always connected and you are a divine being and you are a creator and you are a powerful being, and that all of the power is within you. So the way that he started the message really was with a question of, does hell exist? Is hell in existence? And I want to try to, I'm going to pause this for a second because I'm going to try to get the gist of the message, because there's a very, very clear, clean message here, that can come through. I'm going to try to make it as pure of a thought as possible. So I'm going to pause this here for a second. I'm going to go into meditation. I'm going to come back. Okay. So he started the message with posing a question. The question was, does hell exist? And his answer was yes and no. That hell, when you die, and people that have gone over to the other side, people that have had, I don't even want to say near death experiences, but death experiences, and then have come back, have many of them have stated that there is a hell. There is a place that you go into, which is it's kind of like a container, to your entry point into. You can either go into hell or you can go into heaven, and then after you die, when your soul goes into either heaven or hell, uh, uh, there is no choice, because once you pass over, you are um, you pretty much. Okay, so let's start this from this point. So when you are alive, you have the choice, right? You are always in a dream state. And how do you know that you're dreaming? How do you know the difference between when you're dreaming and you're awake? Because when you wake up from a dream, you all of a sudden realize, oh, wait a minute, I was dreaming. And this happens throughout our life as well. When we come out of, let's say, if we're in a relationship and we come out of that relationship, it feels sometimes like we wake up from that reality. We're like, oh, wait a minute, I'm in a completely different reality. That seems like it was a dream. And many times throughout our life, we wake up. As we go up these levels also of consciousness, we continuously, every time we go up a level and we wake up again. And then this becomes the new reality, and this becomes the new reality. And you can see that we are in constant state of dreaming. Even the reality that we are living now is a dream. And when we wake up into a higher consciousness, then all of a sudden this reality becomes, oh, that was the dream, and now I'm in a new reality. And when we pass over, when we die, then our being stays the same being. It's just we come out of our body, and then it's like, oh, wait a minute. That was a dream. That was an illusion. The life was an illusion, but we go back into the God realm. We connect back to the source. Um, we go back into the real world. This is all an illusion. We are trapped in these 3D bodies, which are of the soil of this realm. And so we are like God creatures trapped in this body, having this experience, which is an illusion. It's an experience of expansion. That's all this is. And in this experience we have choice, because we have memory. We have a life path, and we can choose where we put our thoughts and where we put our focus and what kind of experience we have. We can choose our emotions. We can choose if we live in heaven or hell. We can choose our perspective. In this reality, we have freedom of choice. And most of mankind is living in a personal hell. They're living in, nowadays, they're living in lack. They're living in, okay, thinking that they are God themselves, feeling like they are bigger than God, that they have to make everything happen. When in reality, we are of God. We are in coexistence with God. We are creators with God. We are part of God. And so when we think that we are over God, that is the ego. And then not only are, when we think that we are the ego and we think that we are this meat body, not only are we being disrespectful, like, to our, it's like spitting in the from the well that you're drinking from, right? We are thinking that we're better than God, and like we're all this. Not only that, our experience also becomes, because we forgot who we are, and we forgot that we are connected, and that we are divine, and that we have a source, and that everything is absolutely perfect exactly as it is. And that gives you this calmness, this ability to go through life knowing that you belong, that you are connected. But when you are in the ego and you're thinking that this is all me and I have to do it, think about it. It's like you're alone. It's like you're disconnected. It's like he was saying, it's like the cell that is here in your brain doesn't know that the cell in your pinky toe is the same cell. We are all connected. So mankind is going against each other, feeling like they are separate from. We are living in a state, and this was another thing that he said, that we're living in a state where we're taught in most of society that there is a competition between me and another. Not that we are together. There's a competition. I want to get a better grade than you. I want to win the game and be better than you. I want to get all that glory, and all that glory that I'm going to get is going to be because you are less than me. That's how I'm getting glory, right? And it is like the cell of the brain not knowing that the cell of the toe is of the same being. So the cell of the brain is like, okay, take the toe, right? Um, so it's kind of like when you believe that you are the ego and you don't realize that you are of God, then you are the one that has to make everything happen. And that's very scary, because we're all children. So it's like, I have to go out and get, I have to achieve, I have to prove myself, I have to show what I am, I have to get, I have to make money. You don't realize that you are a co-creator with everything. When you realize that you're a co-creator, the power of the universe works with you. All you have to do is be in your natural state and take inspired, God given, doing your God's work action, and the world will come in around you and support you in that, because you are in harmony with your surroundings. And think about it, when you're in harmony with people around you are in harmony with you. They want for your success. They like that vibration. They feel secure next to you because you have only loving and giving thoughts towards them. And so the world comes in around you and embraces you when you are in your rightful place. And so whatever the vibration, so you can in this plane choose to live life in heaven. You can choose where you put your perspective. And when you die, whatever vibration you are holding, right? Because it's, and this is another thing that he was talking about, you feel like whatever you do here is erased. Like you're out doing cutthroat things and taking from other people, and it's all being gathered for you in your escrow. It's all being gathered for you in the being that you are. All, if you make moves that are egotistical, that make you succeed over somebody else's loss, all of that, it's like eating a poison mushroom. The poison goes into you. You are collecting that in your soul being, in your vibration. You are collecting that vibration. And when we pass over, all of those things, your soul is going back into being pure. Your soul is going back into the divinity of love, of the all. And all of those things that you have collected in your vibrational being, you're going to have to pass through. You can't go into pure love without purifying yourself. So that is the process of the spiritual awakening while we are alive. That is why it's so painful, because we are purifying ourselves. So we are passing through to the realm of heaven on earth during this lifetime. This is my addition, yeah. So most of this is his message that came through from the angel in my interpretation and my words, right? And little additions that I can see that really fit there, because I understand it so well. It's almost like yeah, I can see the message so clearly. So when you pass over all of this, you are going to have to make you're going to have to make Din v'cheshbon. Din v'cheshbon means that you go through judgment. You go through judgment day. And I know that this is very much religious talk, but it doesn't belong to any kind of religion. This is spiritual. Your spirit has to go through, your soul has to be purified to connect back to God. So everything that wasn't pure that you have done, that you have put into this, the vibrations that you have put into this world, because we're always vibrating things. That means that I have an effect on the world around me through my vibration. Whatever I am vibrating out is what I am giving to the world, is my addition to this platform, is my addition to humanity, is how I have expanded humanity. If I've expanded it in ways that are hellish, then I'm going to have to, when I go back through to purify my soul, I'm going to have to go through those things and those judgments. You always hear when people go through like near-death experiences that their whole life flashes before them. And people that go out into near-death experiences, they come back completely different. They come back with this knowing that, and they want to make a positive change in the world. All of a sudden, their whole being becomes a teacher of this place, of this realm, of heaven on earth. Hold your vibration high. There is a choice here. We are not just meat beings. We are spiritual beings having a meat experience, having this experience. So it's all about purifying ourselves and bringing our light into this 3D world, expanding this world into a high vibrational place, allowing others, this is the God's work, being an example, allowing others to nourish themselves from your high vibration, teaching what you do know, bringing other people up into this heaven on earth, allowing others to experience the taste of living that beautiful expanded version of themselves in the all-knowing, in full exposure, in full life force, and full knowing of who you are and what you are. It's spreading that love light. And so when you pass through, if there are souls that are still so dense in their vibration, that all that they have done here on the earth is, if they've done evil things because they believe that they are the just, like dictators that have, without any kind of empathy, murdered or have caused the death of thousands and thousands of people just because of their place of being in control. Like, oh, I want to conquer more land. I'm sending out little 18, little I'm sending out 18-year-olds to murder and get murdered under my name, right? Because I am the Almighty. I am bigger than God, and I can I have the power over life, right? Dictators that are begin wars over land and send out other people's children to die for greed, taking land. Land belongs to everybody. It belongs to the cows. It belongs to the deer. It belongs to us. It's providence. It's God's. It belongs to everybody, to everything. The birds don't try to grasp and hold on to the tree and say, this is just my tree, belongs to me, mine's, my precious. Yeah, that is man's greed. That is man forgetting that they are living in the Garden of Eden, forgetting that this is heaven. We were one of millions and millions and millions of sperm. One chance in, we are a miracle in ourselves. We're the miracle of life. We got to come into this human experience and have this experience. One out of millions. And that's just on the father's side. It's amazing. It's amazing, this life, when you think about what had to have happened in order for me to be and to continue to be. It's amazing. And when you think of it in that way, and when you put it into that simplest of terms, everything else seems ludicrous. To go out and send 18-year-olds out to fight other 18-year-olds for a piece of property because I want to make more money and have more power. So people that are very, very dense, let's say souls, you could call them souls. You don't have to call them people, because that's just their body. Their body is going to die. It's going to go back into the ground, or whatever is going to happen to it, right? It's going to go back into the cycle of this big mishmash. But the soul, when the soul passes through, the soul is going to have to go through judgment on all of that. And those dense vibrational people that are able to live a life of that much evil and that much, you could call it like satanic realm. What is Satan? What is like it is this realm. It is the physical realm. That is what this, so people that are so attached to the physical, so attached to property, so that have that really low vibration. Their vibration is so low that they continuously to be attached to the physical realm. Even when they pass over, then they go into a kind of hell. Their vibration is not high enough to pass through, so it stays down in this dense vibrational place of constant pain and agony and constant, it's because they're not in the physical realm. They have no power of creation. And they have no choice anymore. As long as we are in this realm, we have choice of perspective. We can switch our minds. We can make new ways of being. We can change our realities. But once you pass over, that vibration that you have lived in, everything that you have collected in escrow in your being, is what passes over. And then you are not attached to this body anymore. So you don't have the power of creation in this realm. You pass over into the realm of the non-physical, but you are still a vibrational being. So that vibrational being is living in this realm that is a very, very low vibration, can't pass over into the God vibration on its own. It doesn't have the choice. So it's living in this very low vibrational agony, because as a spiritual God being, if you are living less, then you are in agony. It's just like here on the physical plane. It's the exact same thing. If you are living less than your potential, you are living in agony because you are constantly feeling like you are oppressed. You are constantly feeling like you are not living life to the fullest. You are constantly feeling like you are missing out. And so imagine living in that state continuously and in all of the pain, because pain is a low vibration. So you are living in constant continuous pain. People have passed over and come back from that and have brought those messages back from the near death experience. And I can see that also in my mind. I can see it energetically how that works. And so while you are in this experience, you can transcend, you can overcome, you can repent. It's just like Jesus said, repent, 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 repent. And repenting is not for anybody outside of you. It is also for everybody outside of you. They get to get from that experience, but repenting is for yourself. When you repent, you get to go enter into heaven on earth. When you repent, it means that you fix yourself. Of course, you have to go through the pain of repention. Repension? You have to go through the pain because you are becoming a different being. You are shedding those low vibrations. You are admitting that you were of that vibration, that you did do those things, and you are repenting within yourself. And so when you pass over, you continue in the same state that you were. So if you have all of those really low vibrations and you lived very much out of an egotistical place and you did evil things on this plane and you're very attached. If you have done evil things, you are very attached to the 3D world. Somebody who is attached to the God essence doesn't do evil things on this plane. It doesn't happen. So the evil is in the egotistical, which is this plane, which is attachment to stuff, attachment to this body, thinking that we are only this body and that when this body passes over, there is no judgment. It's just when this body dies, I die with it, which is just when you really understand this, you understand that that is just ludicrous because you are an eternal being having a human experience. And so what he was explaining is about, and I'm sure there was a lot more in that than just this. There were so many aspects to that message that he brought forth, and I imagine that it's going to continuously come up in me, and I will continuously make maybe shorter videos that kind of bring certain little points home about it. And so if you want to see the original message and you want to see the dynamics between him and I, you can go into my Facebook and you can see it. It was really fun. And what I feel like on the twin flame journey is that I kind of went through the trauma, and then I went through, okay, get used to the trauma. Here's your nose in the cow pie. And then and also within that is realizing that what is really important is the God's work. What is really important is that when I went into that, he showed how it worked. He showed me on my own meat how it worked. I went into my own personal hell, and it was all in my mind because I don't have to live in that vibration. He can do whatever he wants, and as long as I don't have attachment into the meat body, as long as I don't have attachment into the physical, I wouldn't have gone into that personal hell of mine. So I went into that personal hell because I was attached to outcome. And it was a perfect example. It was like the example came before the message. And so there's the example. I went into my own personal hell. The second day that we met, I kind of came up out of it, and I kind of came into the realization that, okay, everything is okay. Everything is still the same. When I go down into the personal hell, it's my own personal hell, and then I'm overcoming the pain. I'm detaching. I have to detach, otherwise I sit in the pain, right? Oh, there's a very important message of like a big message of what he said. I'll continue because there's a couple of things. And then came yesterday the message like, this is your own imagination. This is your own personal hell. And so how do you get out of personal hell? You ask God. All you have to do is reach out to God. It works in this plane and it works also in the afterlife. When you go out in, there is nothing that you can do to personally lift yourself out of hell. And then you have to remember that you are, when you pass over, the only thing that you can do is reach out for God. Say, God, help me. Just pull me out of this. Release. It's like surrender. Surrender your power into God. Believe with such a belief that God will pull you out. Now, when you are in your personal hell, also in this life and also in the afterlife, all of the demons and all of the people that you know around you, because the people that you know around you, everybody is living in this personal hell. Most of society, 99.999% of people, I mean, I don't know that for a fact, right? But that's how it feels, are living in their own personal hell, or at least have quite a few demons within them. And what are demons? Demons, you could call it whatever you want. Wrong ways of thinking, attachments, psychological problems. You can call it whatever you want, right? Not standing in your power, not standing up inside of your archetypes. You could call it whatever you want, right? So the people around you are also going to try to talk you out of it. No, there is no such thing. And they're going to try to talk you into their own personal hell, legitimatize their own personal hell, right? They know this is their reality. You need to be looking at reality. Why are you going off into this la la land where you believe that all is good and that you are living in heaven on earth? There is no such thing as heaven. There's only this. The people will come in and try to talk you into or out of going into your own personal heaven on earth. People will come in with the reality of the situation, try to make you miserable, try to make you like believe in their misery. And so people are always like, when you are rising, that's how you're being tested. You keep on being pulled back down into, that's your testing. Do you truly believe that they're in God? Do you truly believe that there is a different? It's like when you pass through into the new world, your belief has to carry you there. What do you believe? And right now there is polarization happening. There is the light and the people that are in belief and that are passing through and being born again. And just like being born, there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of things that we are resolving, that we are taking out of ourselves, and we are rising into this heaven on earth. And it's a lot of pain. A lot of times we don't want to feel the pain. There is no going back, though, because once you start the shedding process, you can't stop it. It's not like you can go back down into hell and just sit there and be like, oh, yeah, this is reality. You can't. Once you see the light, you know that the light is there. You can't stop progressing towards the light. And so that's kind of a relief also. And then it's just kind of like surrendering into it. Okay, there is a light. All of this, okay, it hurts. Just feel the pain and know that it's going, and just rise into that light, transfer, shift into the new being. And so when you are in this personal hell, either here on in this realm or in the next realm, once you pass over, the only way to go into the light of love, which is God, the God light, is to reach out and ask, call to God, call out, call out. You can call it God. God has a lot of things attached to it. So we can call it a different word. Call the all, the universe, the divine intelligence, the connection to the ethers. You can call it whatever you want, but you have to reach out, and you have to, with all of your knowing and all of your faith, say, you know, surrender yourself into that faith, into that knowing. Call out to be saved, to be saved. Call out to be saved. And that is in this, whatever applies here applies there. What's the difference is here is that we have the choice. Here we have the ability to collect all of our thoughts and all of our, we have the ability to make change. We are in this reality that we have, that is elastic, that we have the capability of molding. So in this realm, we have the choice, and we can choose to live in. When we pass over, already we don't have the choice. So if we are stuck in those dense um, vibrations, then we get pulled into that low vibrational state, which is living in hell, because you are a high vibrational being living in a low vibrational state that is in constant pain and constant non what is the word when you become when you like non-satisfaction, continuous non-satisfaction, non like release. And right now, what is happening on earth is that everything is polarizing. You can see that the evils have become more evil, and you can see that the goods have become more good, because they're so out of sync with each other that now is the choice. You can either choose the train that is going into the light, or you can choose the train that is going into the darkness. But you need to choose, and you need to get on one of those trains, because everything is polarizing now. You can go, with all the wars around and everything that is going on, you can get into those dense vibrations of hatred, and it's so easy. It's so easy to get pulled in by society, and lack, and those feelings of it's us against them, and I have, the the illusion that we are all separate, and that it's us against them. Or you can get into this high vibrational state where you are living in heaven on earth. It doesn't matter what all those other people are running around, sitting in traffic, going to their, and you are living in a state of heaven on earth. And that is your reality. It becomes your reality, regardless of whatever the circumstances are around you. You get to hold that reality and be a way shower. That is the God's work. Holding the God essence and allowing others around you, because when you are holding the God essence, others around you can see it. Others around you can feel that vibration, and you become a way shower. You become an example of, you become beholder of that vibration. You hold the door open for others to enter. When you are in the God vibration, you can see through the other vibrations. So you become a teacher of the new way, of the new world. You become a light holder into the new world. So this is kind of like what he was saying. It's the gist of it, is that when you pass over, that you can choose to live in heaven on earth, heaven or in hell. You get to choose. And when you pass over into the new world, into, after you die, it's like you wake up from your dream. You wake up into a bigger reality, because this is an illusion. Now we're living in a dream, and we can change our dream, right? We're living in a dream state. We are in this illusion that we are this body, and we are living a dream, and we can make our life whatever we want it to be, right? We change our dreams many, 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 many times. The life that I'm living today is so different from the life I was living 10 years ago. It's so different than my childhood life. There's so many different dreams. We can shift our dream with our mind. We can shift the dream that we live. We can shift how our emotions, and we can live many different lifetimes within one lifetime. Once we pass, and it's like waking up from a dream. It's like every time we can change our dream. Okay, this is the dream of my reality now, but I want to create a new dream. So I'm going to create this new dream with my imagination. I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to transfer over into that new dream. I can live in heaven on earth in any moment. I can connect to that vibration. All of the vibrations are around me continuously all the time. I choose which vibration I connect to in each moment. When I went down into my own personal hell, I connected to the vibration that was around me. These vibrations are around you and available to you in any moment. It depends on how you change your vibrationally internally to connect to the external world. So we are living a dream. All of our life is just a story in our mind. So we can create a new story. We can create this other story that we're living and make that our reality. So as long as we are living in this life, this is like like Play-Doh. We're living in a Play-Doh world that we can change our reality with our own minds. We just have to realize, and we have to become unstuck, unattached, unattached to how things are, unattached to our own beliefs, unattached to everything. When you become unattached, you become a fluid creator of your life. You can come in and just magically create a different life by changing the dream in your own mind. You change your reality, and the more you bring yourself into purity, the more your reality is godlike. What is God? The language of God is love. You're living a life of love. You're living a divine life. You're purifying yourself. When you purify yourself, everything around you comes into sync with that, and nothing around you can bother you because you have your purity. You have the truth. You are living a true and miraculous life. So I think I'm going to sum this up right here because I can see that this is already getting fairly long. And so that was really my meeting with him yesterday. It was kind of like over the last week, I kind of went through all of those lessons through living in hell and then coming out of hell and then coming into heaven and then bringing myself into this the realizations that I'm coming into now. It always seems like the stronger the lessons, the more deep I go, the more the lesson is like, the more my life is realized, the more the lesson becomes strong and intense. So I'm going to thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Sending you guys so much love and appreciation. Thank you.